Okay, we're looking at Adobe XD, and this is the October 2018 release. And I'll just show you here what the version number is. It's 13.0.12.14, and we're going to just be looking at the auto animate function, which is new in this version. I've opened it up. I've started off with a project. I've got a artboard on here, and I'll just call this one. It's always important to name your artboards meaningfully. And what I'm going to do is I'll just create a button down the bottom. Down here, I hold the Alt to get it to start from the center, and then I'll just bring it in to make it rounded. Once I've done that, I'll just give it a color, and once I've done that, I'll just get a bit of text on there, put it here. I'm going to type in launch because I'm going to have a rocket that's going to be animating and taking off. I move this down here, and again I just pull this out to make it a little bit bigger, and what I'll do is I'll just make that lighter so it stands out on there, and then what I might do is just got that. Okay, so, and then again just launch that there. Now what I'll do is I'll just bring in an image which I've got here of a rocket, and it's gone quite large, so I'll just make it 200 pixels over here in the properties. I've got it here, sort of center it up. Now ideally this program is for making prototypes and interactions to do with screens, for making clickable prototypes, but it can do animation, and some of the new functionality with the auto animate is quite good, and it's a matter of just figuring out how you can do it. It's a little bit crude, but it has potential. So I want this rocket to be taking off. So I've set everything up, so I need to duplicate this. And again, it's always important to remember with these sort of programs here, you need to have the beginning and the end, and the auto animate does the bits in between, or tweening, what they would call in animation. So if I just have this down here, and usually if you hold the shift key, it'll constrain it to that line and take it up. Now if I take it too far, it will lose where it's at. So what I'm doing is just so it has that line on there. And once I've got that, I will go back to where it's got the launch button, and I'll then move over to prototype, and I'll drag that out and drop it to this screen where I want it to go. Yes, I want it to be activated by tap. I want it to be auto animate, which we're looking at here, and I leave it as that. Okay, so I'll just put come back. Obviously this is a little bit nonsensical, but what's going to happen is when you click this button, it will come back down. Okay, so I'll just go to the first one here. So if I click that and I have it going here, memorizes everything that I did before, so that's quite good. Make sure I'm on this artboard to start with. I go right up to the top right, I click play, and if I click launch, it sort of totally disappeared, so that's not really what I wanted. So if I go back to XD here, I'll see if I can fix that. If I just nudge that slightly down, let's see what happens. I click here and I'll click the play again. Now let's see if I click launch. Okay, so that's worked a little bit better, but you'll see it's still a residue here, and then I click come back and it'll come back. Okay, so you'll see here the potential that it has for doing animation, and Adobe are always improving this. I think they do a 30-day cycle where they update their programs, but this is really, really good if you want to have some animation between screens. It needs to the animation only works from going from one screen to another. It's not necessarily setting up an animation on one screen. And also, you know, if I had that going up too much, it would just think it's a blank screen as I did before, and it would just disappear. So it gives you some movement, and the auto animate does the in-betweens or tweening from one point to another. So this has some potential. You need to figure it out how it works, but you know, it's a pretty cool update from Adobe XD.